my, don't you two look like you're hurt.
It's a magnet for serial killers, you know that?
I walk like that after a night of heavy pounding.
Welcome back, Warner fam. Today, we're diving into a spine-chilling 2015 horror action flick, Wrecker Driver from Hell. Keep your eyes wide open and stay safe. The story kicks off with two friends, Amy and Lacey, cruising down an empty highway on a road trip. The sun is setting, casting long shadows over the cracked pavement. They're laughing, carefree, and joking around, but there's an undercurrent of tension. Everything feels normal, but something's not right. They spot a guy on the side of the road, his thumb out, desperate for a lift. Lacey, being the good-hearted one, wants to stop, but Amy pulls the wheel hard to the left. Don't you know this road's infamous for serial killers? We can't trust anyone. Lacey laughs nervously, but Amy quickly cracks a grin. Just kidding. Lacey takes a sip from her drink, trying to shake off the unease. She calls her boyfriend, but the call drops without warning. The signal's gone. She was hoping to catch up with him at a party. The air feels heavier now, like something's watching them. They drive deeper into the unknown. The road stretches out in front of them, endless and dark. A few miles later, they reach a fork. No signs, no GPS, no signal, just an empty stretch of dirt road leading nowhere. Let's go left, Lacey suggests, her voice wavering just a bit. Amy hesitates, but nods. She turns the wheel and they pass a sign that reads, Devil's Pass. It's almost like a warning, but neither of them knows how true that is yet. They had been driving for what felt like hours when suddenly a tow truck appeared out of nowhere, hauling a wrecked car right in front of them. Amy tried to pass, but the truck swerved, blocking their way. It felt like the truck was daring them to get too close. After a long stretch of following it, Amy slammed her foot on the gas and managed to speed past. But as soon as they were clear, they noticed something worse. The gas was nearly empty. They pulled into a gas station, hoping to fill up. Lacey hurried to the restroom, leaving Amy alone by the car. That's when it happened. The same tow truck rolled in, its tires grinding to a halt. Amy felt a chill creep up her spine. It was like the truck was following them. A gas station worker walked over, grinning as he glanced at her car. "Nice ride," he said, and Amy, feeling uneasy, asked him to fill the tank. As the worker went to work, Amy's eyes drifted back to the tow truck, trying to get a glimpse of who was inside. But the windows were too dark, and she couldn't make out a thing. Then, just as she leaned back against the car, her phone buzzed with a signal. She quickly dialed her boyfriend's number, needing to check in. There was something about him that didn't sit right. She needed to know what he was up to. As the worker popped open the hood to check the oil, Amy's stomach twisted with unease. Lacey came back, and they both noticed the truck driver sitting in his vehicle, his eyes locked on them. It was like he was waiting for something. After paying the bill, the worker gave them one last warning. "Your car's low on oil. You could have some serious engine trouble if you don't fix it soon." Amy nodded, feeling the weight of the warning, but Lacey wasn't so sure. "Let's leave before that truck takes off," she said. "If we don't, he won't let us pass again." Amy agreed, deciding they'd change the oil at another station. They pulled out, their tires crunching against the gravel, but it didn't take long before the same tow truck was tailing them again, this time passing them like they were standing still. The driver then signaled for them to overtake him. "Do it now," Lacey urged, her voice sharp with fear. Amy didn't hesitate, slamming the gas pedal, but just as they started to pull ahead, another car appeared out of nowhere, speeding straight at them. Amy's heart pounded as she jerked the wheel, barely avoiding a crash. They both let out a breath, still shaken by the close call. "What is he trying to do to us?" Amy whispered, her hands still gripping the wheel. Lacey's voice was tight with terror. "He's doing this on purpose. Maybe he wants to kill us." Lacey's eyes locked on the wrecked car up ahead, and she urgently whispered to Amy, "Speed up. I need to see the number on that car." Amy hit the gas, the engine roaring as they pulled closer. They saw the number, but there was no signal, no way to call for help. Fury took over Lacey, and she grabbed a bottle from the floor, throwing it at the tow truck while screaming at the driver. "Leave us alone," she shouted, her voice trembling with anger. Without looking back, they sped off, leaving the truck behind, but exhaustion quickly took over. Lacey slumped in her seat, her eyes heavy. Then, a chill ran down Amy's spine as she glanced in the rearview mirror. The same truck was right behind them, closing in fast. Amy signaled to the driver, hoping he would pass them, but instead, the truck slowed, matching their speed. She couldn't understand it. Trying to shake him off, she pressed the accelerator, but the truck swerved to block their path. The chase dragged on for what felt like forever, a twisted game of cat and mouse. Amy spotted 2 turns ahead and swerved hard, taking a new road. She thought she had lost him, but there he was, right in front of them again. Her heart pounded as she jerked the wheel back to the main road, the truck still tailing them. She pushed the pedal to the floor, convinced this time she had finally outrun him. But the truck, it wasn't giving up. It was right on their tail, pushing them harder than ever. As Amy kept her eyes on the road, something made her freeze. Two children were playing right in front of them, barely visible until the last second. Amy slammed on the brakes, the car screeching to a stop just inches from them. Her heart raced, but they were safe, barely. They pulled into a nearby restaurant, both of them shaken. "I need food," Lacey muttered, trying to calm herself. But as they walked inside, a cold shiver ran down Amy's back. The same truck rolled into the parking lot. Amy's voice was barely a whisper. He took a different route, so why is he here? A thought hit her. She had noticed the shoes of the truck driver at the gas station. She glanced around, scanning the shoes of everyone in the restaurant. Then she saw him, a man with the same shoes as the driver. She stiffened. He stepped outside and climbed into a car, driving away like nothing was wrong. Amy's eyes narrowed, but then she saw another man staring at them, wearing the same shoes. Amy couldn't shake the feeling. She walked up to him, her pulse pounding in her ears. "Why were you following us? What's your problem?" she demanded. The man just looked at her, completely confused. The whole restaurant turned to stare, but Amy didn't back down. Without warning, Lacey lunged at the man. The restaurant went silent as the man grabbed Amy, his grip like iron. Amy shouted at him to let go, and finally, he did. With one last glare, he stormed out, leaving the girls shaken but alive. Amy sat at the table, her eyes glued to the man outside. He walked towards the truck, but to her surprise, he didn't get in. Instead, he climbed into a car parked next to it and drove off. Amy's heart raced as she turned to Lacey, whispering, "If he wasn't the truck driver, then who was?" Just then, the truck pulled up, slowly staring at them before speeding off into the distance. Lacey's frustration boiled over and she rushed outside, sprinting after the truck on foot. But the truck didn't stop. It just kept going, and Lacey stopped, breathless and furious. She climbed back into the car, slamming the door, and they drove off. For a while, they couldn't see the truck anymore. It felt like a brief escape, but Amy knew it wasn't over. Then, ahead of them, they spotted a trolley car. The driver gave them a signal to pass. Lacey couldn't help but laugh. "That truck driver should learn from him," she said. But as they pulled up alongside the trolley, they saw the same man who had fought with Amy earlier behind the wheel. Lacey gave him a quick thank you as they passed, her mind racing with confusion and dread. As they drove a little further, they saw something that made their blood run cold. A car parked in the middle of a bridge. It was the same wrecked car the truck had been towing earlier. Amy and Lacey stepped out of the car, their hearts racing. Amy whispered, "Maybe that truck driver is a psycho." Just then, the same man Amy had fought with earlier appeared in front of them. Amy quickly ran to him, asking for help. He seemed just as shocked as they were to see the wrecked car on the bridge. He told Amy to get inside while he tried to push the car out of the way. But before they could even react, the tow truck appeared out of nowhere and slammed into their car. Amy's heart skipped a beat as she jumped out of the car in a panic. Lacey screamed, "We need to get out of here." The man, now looking terrified, asked, "Who the hell is this lunatic?" Without thinking, Lacey slammed her foot on the gas. But soon they saw the truck speeding after them again. Amy's hands were shaking as she floored the accelerator, trying to outrun it. But then, a loud pop. Their tire burst, and they came to a screeching halt. The truck roared toward them. They braced for the crash, hearts pounding. But at the last second, the truck swerved, barely missing them, and sped off into the night. Amy quickly got to work changing the tire, her hands shaking. But then she saw it. The truck was coming back. Without thinking, they both ran as fast as they could. In the chaos, Amy tripped and hit her head on a rock. The world went black. When she woke up, Lacey was gone. Panic spread through her chest as she scrambled to her feet, calling out for her friend. She saw a trail of blood on the road, like someone had been dragged away. Amy's heart raced. She knew without a doubt that the truck driver had taken Lacey. With a cry of desperation, she jumped into the car and sped off, her mind set on finding her friend. She tried calling the police, but there was no signal. A little farther down the road, she spotted the tow truck parked by the side. Amy got out, calling for Lacey, but the only answer was the eerie silence of the night. Then, without warning, the truck roared to life. Amy yelled for it to stop, but it just kept moving forward. Panicking, she rushed back to her car, but before she could drive off, the truck reversed toward her, aiming to tow her car. Amy's mind raced. Thinking quickly, she swerved off the road, hiding deep in the trees where the truck driver couldn't see her. After a long, tense wait, the truck finally drove off, leaving her in the dark, alone and terrified. From her hiding spot, Amy spotted a telephone booth in the distance. She rushed over, desperate for help, but when she picked up the receiver, she found it was out of service. Her heart sank. Disappointed and exhausted, she slowly walked back to her car. She decided to wait until nightfall, hoping for a chance to escape. Inside the car, she rested, trying to gather her thoughts. Suddenly, the door flew open, and Lacey jumped in, her face red with fury. "You're so selfish. You left me to die, she shouted. Amy froze, her mind spinning. I thought the truck driver took you, she stammered, the guilt hitting her hard. She quickly apologized, but before Lacey could say anything, they both heard it, a distant rumble. The truck, it was coming closer. Amy turned around, her breath catching in her throat. The truck was speeding straight toward them. Then, Amy's eyes snapped open. It was just a nightmare. It was night now. Amy started her car, heart racing as she drove back to the main road. The highway stretched out in front of her, and just as she started to relax, flashing lights appeared behind her. A police car. Amy couldn't believe her luck. She quickly pulled over, almost falling out of the car in her rush. She ran to the officer, pleading, "Please help me. A truck is chasing me. He wants to kill me." The officer just nodded, his face calm as he asked for her license. But before Amy could hand it to him, the truck suddenly appeared. It slammed into the officer, crushing him instantly before speeding away. Amy froze in horror. "No, no!" she screamed, her hands shaking. In a panic, she scrambled into the police car, grabbing the radio. "Officer down! Someone just ran him over. He's after me too," she cried into the mic. Amy's eyes widened as she saw the truck coming back. Panicked, she grabbed the officer's gun. The truck rammed into the police car, pushing it away. Amy was paralyzed with fear, her fingers tight around the gun. With no other choice, she rushed back to her car, slammed the door, and sped off into the night, her heart pounding with every turn. Amy's heart sank as she realized her car was running low on fuel. She quickly pulled into a gas station, jumping out to ask the worker to fill the tank. While waiting, she noticed a phone booth nearby and decided to call the police. Suddenly, she saw the same truck speeding toward her. She had no time to react and barely jumped out of the phone booth before the truck smashed into it, completely destroying it. Panicked, Amy rushed back to her car, slamming the door and speeding off. But the truck didn't stop chasing her. This time, it wasn't the same truck. A tow truck appeared out of nowhere and started ramming into Amy's car from behind, trapping her between both vehicles. Desperate, Amy floored the gas pedal, pushing her car forward. She managed to surge ahead, and the other truck, unable to stop in time, crashed into a tree, blocking the road. The tow truck had no choice but to stop, giving Amy the chance to escape. Morning breaks, and Amy notices something alarming on her dashboard. Her engine oil is dangerously low. Before she can even react, the truck appears behind her once again. Determined to end this nightmare, Amy slams on the brakes, parking her car right in front of the truck, waiting for it to come closer. The truck barrels toward her at full speed. At the last second, Amy swerves to the side, making the truck lose control and crash into a deep ditch. She quickly gets out of the car and starts searching for Lacey. Suddenly, a phone starts ringing. The sound is coming from the trunk of her car. Terrified and confused, she slowly opens it, her heart pounding. Inside lies Lacey's lifeless body. The horrifying truth hits Amy like a punch to the gut. The truck driver had already killed Lacey and stuffed her in the trunk. Anger fills her, and without a second thought, she jumps into her car. She starts the engine and slams it into the wrecked truck at full speed. The impact sends the truck crashing even further into the ditch. Breathing heavily, Amy sits in her car, trying to calm down. After a moment, she pulls away, determined to leave the nightmare behind. So what would you do if a mysterious truck kept chasing you no matter where you went? If you liked this, hit subscribe and turn on notifications for more recaps. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Warner Movie Recaps.